Well, I'm off to present myself to Mother. She'll never stop her mourning until she sees me face to face. You take the stranger to town so he can beg for his supper there.
I'd rather not linger here. It's a lot better for a beggar to find his meals in town than in the fields. Some willing soul will see to me there. This man will take me whenever the sun's bright and good.
You're home, Telemachus. I never thought I'd see you again once you shipped off to Pylos in search of news of your father. Tell me now, did you catch sight of the man?
Please, Mother, don't move me to tears. I've just escaped death. Sudden death. No, pray and promise the gods a generous sacrifice. I myself am off to summon the man who sailed home with me. I sent him ahead with my trusty crew to take him home. Treat him well and host him with goodwill.
Telemachus, I'm going back to my room. But first, tell me of your father's journey home, if you've heard anything.
Of course, Mother. I will tell you the story now. I traveled to the lord of the war cry, Menelaus, who had seen the old man in the sea. He had seen Odysseus trapped on the island of Calypso. He has no way to voyage to the native land that he loves, so he told me. So I traveled back to the native land that I love.
Noble lady, wife of Laertes' son Odysseus, Menelaus can have no perfect revelation. Mark my words, I will hold nothing back. I swear by Zeus, the first of all gods, I swear Odysseus is on native soil. Here and now, poised on the prowl, learning of these rank times he's sowing ruin for all your suitors. So clear, so true, that bird slang I saw, as I sat on the bench ship and sounded out to the future to the prince.
If only everything you say would come to pass, my friend, then you'd see know my affection, my gifts, any man would call me best.
I know you want to go down to town today. I'd rather you stay back and guard the farm. But I prize the boy. I fear he'll blame me. Addressing of your own master is hard to bear. So off we go now.
I know, I see your point. There's sense in this old head, so let's be off. From now on, you lead the way. Just hand me my walking stick since you say the road is treacherous. Thank you.
You wretched pig boy! You step foot on Odysseus' palace, footstools be thrown on your forehead.
Should I wheel with my staff?
You toss winds to the flashy show you make, Menelaus. Always around town while your worthless Philippians leave your flocks to shambles.
Odysseus was away, and Telemachus will soon be dealt with.
Let's make our way for the palace. Ah, what a noble house this is. Odysseus' house it must be. And you can see the crowds are feasting inside. Oh, and the lyre. The ringing lyre that God has made, the friend of feasts.
Okay, so what do we do next? Either you're the first one here in the palace, mixed with all the suitors, lead me where I am, or I'll go in first myself. Don't linger too long. Someone might spot you here outside, knock you down, or help you. Mark my words, take care.
Well, I know. You go in first and I'll stay behind. Stones and blows and I are hardly strangers, but I cannot contain the hunger in my stomach, a bruised mischief in us all. Look, you mean it's a dog, although I can't tell if it has the running speed to match his looks, or if it's just that they spoil at the dinner table.
Here it's all too true. He was the dog of a man who died in foreign parts. But if you saw his form and flair in his glory days, you'd be amazed at such strength and such speed. No quarry he chased could ever slip this hound. A champion tracker too. But sadly, his master's dead and gone, so far from home, and the heartless woman tend him not at all.
Take these to the stranger. Tell him to make his rounds of the suitors. Beg from one and all.
Here, stranger, Prince Telemachus sends you these and tells you to make round of the suitors, beg for one and all.
Powerful Zeus, grant the prince to be blessed among men, and may his heart's desires all come to pass.
Odysseus, come now. You must gather crusts from all the suitors. This way, we will tell the innocent from the guilty.
As you wish, Athena.
Hey, who is that stranger?
Listen to me, lords. I'll tell you about this stranger. The swineherd I'm in, though I have no idea who he is.
Your Highness, royal swineherd, must you drag this into town? Haven't we already got our share of vagabonds to deal with? Isn't it quite enough, this swarming crowd consuming your master's bounty? Why must you invite this into the bargain?
Antonius, that was mean and low speech. Now who's to go out and invite a stranger from nowhere, unless he has some sort of skill to serve his house? A beggar? Who'd invite a beggar to bleed his household wife? You of all suitors are ruffians on the servants of our king. On me mostly. Not that I care. I only care if the queen is still alive in our palace. Telemachus too.
Stop, Eumenius. Don't waste your breath on Antonius here. Antonius, how kind you are to me, like a father is to his son. Encouraging me to send this stranger packing with harsh command, I'd never do it. Take and give to the beggar. Never fear your gifts will upset my mother or King Odysseus. But no such qualm could ever enter that head of yours. So high and mighty Telemachus, such unbridled rage. If all the suitors gave him the kind of gift I would give, we'd be rid of him for 3 whole months.
Friend, give me a morsel. You hardly look at the worst king here. In fact, you look like a king. Therefore, you should give me the biggest crust. Trust me, I too once lived in a lofty palace like you, but that all changed whenever Zeus decided to ruin me by sending me off to Egypt.
Good God Almighty, what spirit brought this pest to plague our feasts? You're such a brazen, shameless beggar, scrounging food from each man in turn. And look at their handouts, no holding back. Now I'm making off with each man's goods. There's plenty here.
Pity. No sense to match your good looks. I bet you'd grudge your servant a pinch of salt from your own larder. You lack the heart to give me a crust of bread whenever you have plenty.
Now you're not making it out of this hall unscarred. Not after such a filthy string of insults.
Hear me out, all those who court the noble queen. There's nothing to groan about when a man takes a blow for defending his own possessions. But Antonius struck me for my good-for-nothing belly. And if the beggars have the Furies and the gods, then let Antonius meet his death before he meets his bride.
Enough, stranger. Sit there and eat in peace, or else those young men will skin you alive.
Look, Antonius, that was a crime, to attack the luckless beggar.
Your fate is sealed if some gods from the blue.
And the gods do take the look of strangers death dropping in from abroad. Disguised in every way they roam and haunt our cities, watching over us. All follow play, all are fair blanket.
May Apollo the archer strike you just as hard. They're all hateful, but Antonius is the worst of all. He's Black Death itself. Look at this luckless stranger who begs for scraps. The others give him food, but this one, he gives them a footstool to the back. Go, Eumenius. Call the stranger to me now. I wish to meet with him and ask him about my gallant husband. He seems like one who's wrecked the world.
My queen, if only the lords would keep their peace. Such stories he tell, he charm you. I was the first he stumbled upon, fleeing from his ship. He brings his troubles to an end. He charmed me, I tell you, huddling against me at my own fire. He swears he heard of Odysseus, still alive, with treasure, heading home at last.
Well, go, Eumenius. Call him to me now, so He can tell me the story face to face.
Old friend, our queen, Wasp Penelope, has summoned you, the prince's mother. Her spirits are moved now. Heartsick as she is, to ask you questions about her husband. And if she's convinced about your story, she'll dress you in a cloak and shirt, what you need most of all.
Gladly, miss, I'll tell Penelope all she wants about that man, for it has been my lot to suffer what he has suffered. But I fear the mob's abuse, and who would raise a hand to save me? Telemachus? Anyone else? No one. And for that reason, I ask you to go back to Penelope and tell her to wait in the halls until nightfall. Then she can ask me all she wants about that man.
Didn't you bring him? What's on his mind? Fear of someone? Or is the fellow bashful? A bashful man will make a sorry beggar.
He talks to the point. He thinks as the next man would want to dodge your blows. He tells you to wait until the sun goes down. It's better for you, my queen. That way you can talk to the man in private, hear the stranger's news.
Well, nobody's fool of that man. He sees how it could go. Surely, no man on earth could match that gang for their reckless wild schemes.
Dear boy, I must be off now, to see to the pigs and the whole farm. You're the one to tend to all things here now. Look out for your own skin. You mustn't come to grief. Crowds of your own countrymen plot your death. Let Zeus wipe out the lot before they kill us all.
Right you are, old friend. Now off you go, but after you have your supper. I'll tend to things here now. I and the deathless gods.
For one and all.
Powerful Zeus!
Come now.
No, you guys must be here. You're supposed to walk out of the
Tyler.